Time is running out for Fernando Alonso. Alonso is one of the best drivers we have ever seen in F1. He's a fan favourite for always being brutal on the team radio.
You have to leave a space. All the time you have to leave a space. Okay?
And dragging the car into places it should not be. He's been in F1 for 20 years now if you discount 2019 and 2020. However, despite that, he's only ever won 2 world championships. He also hasn't won a race since 2013. But to be fair, he's never really had the car to be winning any races since 2013. But I feel everyone would love to see Fernando Alonso win another championship. But this could be the sad truth. So Alonso won his first world title in 2005 for Renault. He was the first person to be able to beat Michael Schumacher since Mika Hakkinen in 1999. Then he decided to do the same thing again in 2006. But he's still not won a title since then. He's had a few chances to do so. 2007, he was in the title fight but lost out to Kimi Raikkonen. In 2010, with his first season at Ferrari, he was the favourite to win the championship going into the last race. However, I think he got stuck behind Petrov, I could be wrong on that. But yeah, because he couldn't get past Petrov, Vettel won the race. Alonso wasn't in a high enough position to win a championship on that day, so he missed out. And in 2012, he had another chance, his final chance at a championship so far. For a few laps, it was looking like he was going to do it. Vettel got spun out at the start and had significant damage to his car. It almost looked certain Fernando was going to win the title that day. However, against all the odds, Vettel came through and managed to just about win the title. And at the end of the race, Alonso cannot believe it. Since 2012, Fernando has not had a chance at winning any more championships. Ferrari were decent in 2013, however Red Bull was just too good and too dominant. And in 2014, Ferrari were terrible, so Alonso went to McLaren. At the time, there was a lot of hype around McLaren because they were going back to Honda engines, which worked so well for them in the 90s and the late 80s. However, it turned out to be a huge mistake.
I don't want. Already I have big problems now. Driving with even looking like amateur. This is embarrassing. Very embarrassing. GP2 engine, GP2. Try already, so try yourself. The engine was going much slower than before.
After 2018, Alonso had enough of McLaren, so he retired. However, in 2021, he decided that he was missing F1 and he came back. Since Alonso came back, he's not done too badly. He's been able to pick up a few podiums. He switched to Aston Martin in 2023, which has probably been his best season since he came back. But the question is Alonso going to get the chance to win another championship? Here's what I think. So as I have said in previous videos, by the way, subscribe to the channel if you've not seen them and go and watch them straight after this one. I'll leave a link in the description. Aston Martin are a team to watch out for in upcoming seasons. They have a billionaire owner, arguably one of the best car designers ever in F1, Adrian Newey, and now they probably have the best factory out of any team in the sport. But the only problem for Alonso is that he's 43 and he's coming towards the end of his career now. How long will he be willing to stick around to see if Aston Martin will give him a car that can challenge for the title? I think at most Alonso will do 3 more seasons, bearing in mind Michael Schumacher was 44 when he retired. And if Alonso does 3 more seasons, then he's going to be 46. And it's not just about Alonso wanting to do 3 more seasons. Will he still be as good as he gets older? So far, age hasn't really seemed to affect Alonso too badly. However, we have seen with legendary drivers before that as they get older, they don't seem to be as good anymore. For example, when Kimi Raikkonen was coming towards the end of his F1 career, he was nowhere near as good as he used to be. He wasn't ever really able to beat Giovinazzi in his final seasons, and Giovinazzi wasn't the best driver we've ever seen in F1. However, he has gone on to do other things like win Le Mans. But at least Alonso's got a decent benchmark. Like, if he starts getting beat by Lance Stroll, then I think he knows it'd be time to hang up the helmet and gloves. I don't think Aston Martin are actually going to be able to give Alonso a championship winning car in 2025, as they weren't really that great in 2024, and they're going to be focusing on 2026 with the new regulations. However, in 2026, that could be where Alonso finally gets his final shot at a world title. Because Adrian Newey is that good of a car designer, he could probably get someone to win an F1 World Championship just driving about in a cardboard box. If Alonso is still at his best come 2026 and Aston Martin have the right car, then Alonso will find himself in the championship fight. Like I said, they've got all the right ingredients. We have seen many times in the past that Alonso can get an average car into race-winning positions. Like I said in 2012, he dragged Ferrari into a championship fight and came so close to winning it. To add on to the 2026 regulations, if the teams are really close at the start of the season, then they're all going to be taking points off each other. If Alonso can stay consistent throughout 2026, then only having 3 to 5 race wins could actually be enough for the title. However, take this with a pinch of salt, because usually at the start of a new regulation change, we see the field start to spread out a little bit more, and one team always starts to dominate, just like how Mercedes did in 2014. Sometimes at the start of a new regulation change, we do see two teams become just as good as each other. At the start of 2022, okay, not the full season, but at the start, Ferrari and Red Bull were just as good as each other. However, Ferrari just didn't really develop their car properly and fell off. Also, for Alonso to want to stick around, Aston Martin are going to have to give him a car that's capable of scoring points on a regular basis in 2025. Alonso's got to see the direction the team are going in for him to want to stick around. Also, it's going to be interesting to see how Aston Martin get on with Honda in 2026. As we all know, Fernando Alonso and Honda don't really have the best of relationships. Are Honda even going to want to work with Fernando Alonso? I think they will, but also it's going to be in the back of Alonso's mind how bad Honda were between 2015 and 2018. However, Honda have dramatically improved since 2018, and they have helped Red Bull win multiple world championships. Finally, there's been speculation that Aston Martin are eyeing up Max Verstappen, and they've offered him a £1 billion contract. Where does this leave Alonso? If Verstappen does decide to go to Aston Martin, which is possible if Red Bull have a shocker in 2025, and Verstappen also has a really good relationship with Adrian Newey. Anyway, back to the point. It would probably be Alonso who has to make way for Verstappen, because no matter what, I cannot see Lance Stroll getting kicked out of that team. By the way, imagine how frustrating it would be to lose a great driver like Alonso because Lawrence Stroll doesn't want to boot his son out of the team when his son is not really the best F1 driver ever. If that was to happen, then any chance of Alonso winning another championship is gone. And there really isn't anywhere else for Alonso to go either. Maybe he could go to Red Bull if Verstappen leaves, but I really couldn't see Red Bull taking him on. He could even maybe go to Audi or Cadillac. However, I think both teams are going to be looking for more younger drivers, as they're both really long-term projects. Anyway, there's my thoughts on the possibility of Alonso winning another championship. I personally would love to see it happen. Alonso is one of my favourite drivers and truly is one of the best F1 has ever seen. He really would deserve one more title to his name. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Alonso can win another championship? And if yes, how long do you think it would take him to do so, bearing in mind he is coming towards the end of his career? If you want to see more F1 content like this, subscribe to the channel. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.